Right, the killing of those 3 women in that drive-by shooting has raised further concern over political violence in the run-up to local government elections. Dr. Protas Madlala, a political analyst, joins me on the line now. Thanks so much for your time on SABC News this evening. Please just give us some context into political violence in South Africa in a democratic era and some of the concerns around that.
Well, it seems like even in the previous local government elections, to be predominantly happening in KwaZulu-Natal, and it tends to be more associated with one political party. So it's within KwaZulu-Natal and one political party. Seems all other political parties, we haven't had witnessed any similar incidents, which raises the question as why only one party is being affected by these acts of violence.
Okay, could you give us some insight into that political party and what are some of the issues at play now when it comes to those killings?
Well, I think people are desperate for, traditionally to be a councillor, it used to be a servant of the people. I don't think it is taken in the spirit anymore because traditionally councillors were not paid, but now it's a form of employment. And not only that, people who really back you up, once you are in there, you are elected, they expect that you will also through patronage, give them some benefits through tenders or jobs, so you look after them. So in other words, it's a form of self-enrichment as well, as it were.
All right. If you're talking about it being not limited but pervasive perhaps in one political party, which I'm assuming is the African National Congress, just talk to us about how pervasive that issue is across South Africa.
I haven't really heard of similar incidents around the country. Mm-hmm. It's only, even as I said, even in 2016, it was only in Pietermaritzburg and now in Devon. So it's only here. So I think elsewhere in the country, I think it's fairly smooth, and we haven't had witnessed any incidents.
All right. So there was a task team into political killings in 2019. That team, alongside law enforcement agencies, failed to secure at the time the conviction of suspects in the murder of Msawenkosi Mchunu. And also there's been no progress or justice when it comes to Siniso Magaka and his murder. So my question is, are our local law enforcement and prosecuting agencies able to deal with this particular type of crime and violence?
Oh, certainly not. With due respect to them, certainly not. Even if one were to refer to the incidents that happened in July, which were that could have been nipped in the bud in a very easy way. The police were not interested. So how much more into political killing? I think there's more we need to dig in, and I think the police force has to do some soul searching as to why these things happen under their watch.
All right, speaking of digging, let's dig a little bit deeper into the issue. You've said it's not prevalent across South Africa. It flares up in certain areas and appears to be confined to certain political parties. And you've also spoken about the root of that perhaps being money or access to certain positions, certain tenders as well. What else? Why is it specifically then in that area that we're seeing that and not across the whole of South Africa?
I think KwaZulu-Natal has got this bad tradition. In isiZulu, we would call it umkhokha of killings. People are really desperate. We all know now that to work for government or to be a councillor for that matter, whether you are a civil servant or you are a councillor, elected councillor, it's a very it's very sheltered employment, very nice, it comes with all the perks. So it's very attractive to be a councillor.
Mm-hmm. No, Dr. Madlala, I'm aware. I'm just asking, there's a sense of desperation across our country. Our unemployment rate is over 34%. We know that COVID-19 has also impacted that even more. The unrest is also going to impact that even more. So people across South Africa are desperate. I'm wondering if there's perhaps historical issue or some more context into why violence only flares up in certain parts, particularly when it comes to politics.
I think we should really put the problem where it belongs once and for all. I think the ANC has to do some soul searching, because this seems to be affecting only the ANC, and the ANC, I think it's within their powers to say why only us as a political party that we witness all this killing each time there's local government election. The solution lies within the ANC.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Protas Madlala, thank you so much for your time on SABC News this evening, taking a look at political killings and giving us some context there. It's time for a short